This is a story about what happens to me a lot at. I say a lot, but it happens more often than I think about it. I get asked by people to work on their airsoft gun. Now, I will work on my own, and I work on one other person's replicas. So my buddy Rebel, I work on his sniper rifle, and I'll work on his M4. If I have to, I'll work on his pistol if he has an issue, but most of the time he doesn't. And I did work on his pistol, and it's good to go. So he is basically the only person I'm working on stuff for. Well, I get someone looking at my replica that I bring or something else, or Rebel tells somebody, oh, yeah, keep worked on my sniper rifle. Oh, I'll keep worked on my M4. And I'll get this guy person say to me, hey, if I give you my M4, can you do this, this, and this to it? And I'm like, no, I don't work on any. I'm sorry, I don't want to work on somebody else's gun. Bad experiences in the past. I did a video on that where I told about the story about breaking the gun. And that's happened a couple of times. And I really don't want to have the responsibility of doing that. So I know there's like 3 or 4 people have asked me about this, and one of the guys asked me about, can I fix this gun? It's not working right, this and that. Come to find out, the next time I'm at the location, he just gave away the gun because it wouldn't work. It's all in parts in a box. And I'm like, maybe I should have helped him. But I find that if I don't do that and tell them, oh, it's really easy, go on YouTube and look this up. If somebody's going to look up something and do it themselves and figure it out, they'll become better at it. If you're just gonna like keep giving your gun to somebody to keep fixing it and stuff like that, it ain't gonna work for you. I've had another guy that asked me about doing that, and he said, "Oh, well, I get all my guns from this place, and I paid like $600 for this one, $800 for this one." And he says to me, "Can you do anything for him?" I'm like, "Nope, I ain't touching them at all. $600, $800." So he sends them out to these places again, and they charge him a couple $100 and get it fixed. And a couple weeks later, he's telling me about, yeah, I got to send it back out again. And I'm like, why are you? Wait, I don't understand that $600, $800 gun. Why it's breaking all the time, unless it's the way he uses it. So I try not to take people's stuff in to mess around with it. So my nose, I'm about ready to sneeze, and I'm trying not to sneeze. In the winter, I do a lot of work on my different replicas on the bench and try to get stuff fixed up and get it going. And I have taken stuff apart and putting stuff together and things like that. Now, with the current situation in my life, money wise and stuff like that, I don't buy a lot of stuff to fix. I buy little stuff to fix little things. So taking someone's replica in and spending a couple $100 on getting parts and then hoping that the person will pay me for the parts that I put in. See, that's a catch-22. I give props to anybody that's going out and doing that kind of stuff. Airsoft shops, things like that. If they're bringing in a replica and then fixing it and trying to get this money off the person and end up like eating the replica because nobody comes to pick the thing up, they don't want to spend $150 or $200 on a replica they only spent $150 on. But anyway, so I, as a rule, generally don't take anybody's replicas to work on them. So it's a catch-22. I actually had a pistol for a guy, was sitting here for almost a year. I had fixed it. I gave it back to him finally. He put the CO2 cartridge in it. Works like a champ. He's happy as a clam. And I'm like, yeah, that's all right. I don't want no money for it. He bought me a coffee. I'm like, hey, that's fine. That's like, I didn't want to get money for it because it's a real simple fix. But that is what I would do if somebody is at the field here and something breaks and I can fix it quick. Like put a new end on a rifle, like a Tamiya connector comes off, I can fix it. solder a new one on, like find a screw for something, find a cap for this, try and find an Allen bolt that'll work in this, find a little grub screw that'll do. Yeah, I've done that stuff for people when they're here. If I have time and I'm not reffing or anything like that, so I will come in and do stuff like that. But taking somebody's gun and sitting and trying to get it done, and you're on a time frame too. Somebody gives it to you. I can't do like I do on my guns. I'll start working on it on Monday. Maybe I'll work on it on Thursday. Maybe I'll work on it on Saturday. It might take me 3 weeks to get the project done, but I get it done. Or I might work on it and get it done in a day. But if you have someone else's gun, they're going to expect a specific timeline. I've had people say, "Oh, here, like it don't take your time, do it whenever you want." I'm like, that doesn't mean that. That means get it done as fast as you can. I want it back because I want to use it. So that's another reason I don't take stuff. I've had things in the past working in IT where somebody would bring me a PC to work on, and they're like, "Oh, take your time," and they're calling me the next day to see if it's done. So I'm like, I've already had that experience, and I know that'll happen if I take an airsoft gun and somebody would be calling me and abusing me, or if they don't like what I did or the price I charged. Or something. I just don't want to deal with it. I got a lot of other stuff in my life I can deal with that I have to deal with, and that is one thing I don't want to deal with. So, well, that's a little blurb about taking in replicas and stuff like that. As always, you guys have a good day.